Hey, how's it going, everybody? Bill T with Paint Minis Live here. Coming back from kind of a little hiatus. A lot of stuff happened in the real world while I was away. But it's good to be back. I was up late last night working on some super secret stuff. I dropped a little picture in the Discord for everybody in there, which reminds me there isn't a Discord link in the description now. There will be after the live stream, but I did want to let everybody know if you want to take a picture or take a sneak peek into what's going on behind the scenes at Paint Minis Live. You can look there, and I dropped a little tidbit for everybody. Let's see who's watching. It looks like we got somebody watching. Hello, how you doing? Drop a hello in the chat if you'd like. So yeah, I was pretty busy actually early this morning. It was about what time did I go to? I went to bed at around 2:30 this morning, I think. After doing some painting down here, some other shenanigans. Oh, it's the wonderful Tonka Todd. How you doing, Todd? Good to see you, as always. So tonight we're reattempting doing some bases here. I just have had. How's it going, Safi? Good to see you, as always. We have 3 people already. We're only a minute in. Wow, I'm pleasantly surprised. Yeah, it feels like the last week has kind of been Blur's day for me. Like all day Blur's day. By the way, I'm shaking up some varnish so we can do some basing tonight. But it has felt like Blur's day. A lot of stuff been going on. It was kind of a bit chaotic, a bit hectic. My parents are now, they've got some viewings going on at their house. Things are hopefully looking up there. Me pops is resting up and recuperating from his broken ankle, and I'm hoping him the most speedy recovery. Let's just put it that way. Because yeah. So it's been a little stressful and whatnot, and just trying to make sure that if they need something, I'm there for them. But that's kind of about as much as I'd like to put out there about the personal life here. I'm thinking, am I going to need a brush tonight? Probably not. We're just kind of. I have envisioned in my mind, friends, a base that's like cracked, and you can see this lime green paint underneath, kind of like some kind of magic that has worked its way into the ground. And I've been trying to use this crackle medium to do it. And I used this stuff a long time ago, like really long time ago. And I ended up with some great results. You can make some cool stuff. But I'm not sure what's going on here. If I feel like maybe I'm just not doing it in the correct order. So I wanted to redo. I had a couple of test pieces and stuff that I did up, and I kind of want to just do a couple more tonight and kind of get that out of the way. Hey, how's it going, Cal? Thursday night is going to be your Abyssal Dwarves, by the way, which I'm excited to do a little bit more work on. I've been looking a bit more into, kind of refreshing myself on some color theory. I found out what I did was, I think I did like a double complementary, like between a monochrome color scheme and a double complementary color scheme. I think that's what, as best as I know, that's the color scheme kind of going with your dwarves. Anyways, it looks really Tron-y, but it also it doesn't really show up on camera, but it works pretty well. I'm kind of digging it. I sure will, Safi. I'll go ahead and let Miss Paint Minis Live know that you guys are thinking of her and saying hi. But yeah, that's this is kind of the scheme that I'd like to go for Cal's Dwarves. If you haven't seen the previous episode, granted, if the camera can work, it's kind of a red-orange trim on the armor, and then a monochrome blue paint scheme going on. But I think it'll look good when they're all kind of together. And then I might kind of dumb it down a little bit for the slave ogres, or not ogres. What are they? Orcs. Yeah. So I will. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'll have to post a pic in the Discord. I'm also. I don't know if Go For It painting is in here, but you're on my list to check out. I want to see some of your stuff. With that being said, I think for the most part, the best application I've seen of this stuff has been through the airbrush. Let's see if I can't get. There we go. I've still been trying to modify these spray booths to accept a 120 mil fan that is not this massive like jet engine that they have currently in it. Give me just a moment while I shift some of these colors over. That's another thing on my to-do list is laser cutting some paint racks, because I'd really like to do that. I have my paints literally all over the desk. It's kind of a mess down here in the creation cave. I haven't been able to devote the kind of time I'd like to currently. Yeah, kind of got a samurai feel to them, I guess. The sculpts on them are absolutely beautiful. If you haven't checked it out too, the Dungeon Minister just got done doing his wrap up with the Clericon stuff, which I found really entertaining. So go and check that out later, should you wish. Okay, so I've got some gloss varnish here. I'm going to do some light coats. I think we're just going to maybe thin this with water this time around. I'm not sure if the flow aid has any impact on it. I'm pretty sure last time I did this, I didn't use flow aid because I was still really young in the paint career, like very, very young. So what has everybody been up to in their hobbying lately? Just out of curiosity, if you what you been up to? Speaking of hobbying as well, Lawrence over at Dirty Basement Terrain just hit a subscriber milestone for 500 subscribers, and it would be awesome if we could show him a little PML love. I'm sure there's got to be a bunch of people already kind of on over there hanging out with Lawrence too. There's quite a bit of crossover. Howdy, Light Main. Good to see you. I finally gotten into another one of your, I think it's like the second chapter of your story. I believe, was it a goblin attack going on? Was where I just left off. Okay, well, thanks for popping in there, Sapphire. Much appreciated. And yeah, it seems like those live space things have been going quite well for you there, Todd. I was happy to hear about that earlier. I I have not been making a ton of progress in your stories so far there, Light Main. Um, but I'm looking at it, it's always been it's a nice companion when I'm out on the road. Like I don't watch the screen or any of the because it's just kind of a dark screen, I believe. But I was listening to that. What was it? Last last Friday, I think. No. Again, my week has kind of been Blur's day so far. Yeah, last Friday, I was out for delivery with the company at work, and I was listening to your second book there. See if we can get the camera set up here real quick. Get ready for a little movement. Here we are. Here we go. All right. All right. Well, hey, thank you very much for joining us, Sapphire. A pleasure as always. I'm excited to see you in conflict as well tomorrow, and we'll see you then. Yeah, the chapter 2. Yeah, not book 2. But I have. It's a good companion for the road. It keeps my blood pressure low when dealing with the general public. And also, your piano skills are really good too. I really enjoyed some of your improv stuff that you have up on your channel. See you later, Sapphire. So again, we're using Vallejo gloss varnish just to turn. I've got just a little bit of. That's not really showing up so well, but I do have a little bit of water in the bottom of the pot. Same kind of routine with the flow improver that I usually use. I'm gonna put a little squirt in the color cup, and I'm gonna grab my sponge here, cap the needle off, do a little backflow to mix the water and the varnish. I'm actually, I should probably put on some gloves real quick too. So many projects going here at Paint Minis Live. You know what I'm excited for? I'm excited for the new year for the channel. I really am. The Horde of the Damned has been a really long project. Kind of, with some of the life roadblockers. I was really hoping to have it out by now. But I think the finished product on these guys, not just the models, but the entire package that's going to get sent to Dungeon Minister, I think it's going to be well worth it. It's kind of been a labor of love, and I'm pretty sure he's going to get that pretty soon here. Trademark on the soon part. I know I've been feeling a little guilt too over Cal's dwarves, the fact that I've had them for so long, but Cal is going to get he's going to get a pretty similar treatment when it comes to that. here's something that I'll show you, kind of give you a little edumacation. This isn't as thick as I thought it was going to be. You can maybe see it on my glove in the reflections on the light, but like if you see the molecules of it start to spider web out like that. If that happens with paint, you've probably got too much thinner, or you've thinned it too far, especially with an airbrush. Either that or you're running it at too high a PSI. So I'm actually going to turn the PSI down a bit. Okay. That's kind of workable. We'll see what happens. No, it's a little bit too watered down. I think we're going to try it straight from the bottle. Yeah, it doesn't seem like this is something you really need to thin. It's already pretty watery here in the bottle, so I'm gonna give that a try. Yeah, this is basically the consistency of skim milk already. So we're gonna run it straight through the airbrush. I mean, that'd be nice if he does, but I'm not really looking for that. I enjoy what he does, and I kind of just wish him the best. I think a lot of people find some good enjoyment in what he has to offer on his channel. So just being a part of that is enough for me. I thought I was turning the PSI down, and it was actually going up. There we go. So we're going to run this as a pretty liberal application here. We're going to start and we're going to do this up in thin coats. Yeah, promotion is definitely a good thing. You know, I don't mind it. Again, the goal here at Paint Minis Live is to spread the good word of hobbying to all kinds of folks. The general population, and just try and get more people into the hobby. That's kind of goal number one. But this might be a nice way for somebody's like, oh man, yeah, look at what happened over here. That's another good intro to the hobby community off of his channel too, especially with the whole Claricon thing. I think that's just the amount of interest in that generated from his videos doing the Claricon stuff must have been really good for the almighty algorithm. I'm sure there must have been quite a few folks tuning in for that just hadn't heard of him, period, since there was such an active response from a lot of the gamers just around him. We'll start off with that. Hey, how's it going, Collecting Chaos? How goes the cataloging of your comic books? Curious to hear how many more you've gotten done in the during the hiatus that I was taking. Yeah, I can totally respect his wish to keep his kids off the internet. It sounded like a great time, though. I will admit. He did allude to Claricon 24, and I if he does Claricon 24, I want to set up a booth there and live stream from the con. Um, and do some live painting there. I've packed up the creation cave before to take it on the road, and I would do it again in a heartbeat. A couple thousand more done. Very nice, very nice. And you found a couple bags of Rogue Trader minis. That's cool. That's cool. Man, some of those old school minis are real cool. Just having a piece of that history. Looks like we're gonna need a little bit more varnish here. Yeah, it sounds like he had a lot of people that once he started getting the idea in his head to do it. It sounded like there was a lot of people who wanted to come out of the woodwork and support him, which again it just reinforces the idea that the hobby community is a good place to be. A lot of people just they want to support you, they want to see you succeed in whatever you want to do. A lot of positive folks around, and it's and that's a good thing. We all just kind of want to help each other out, have a good time doing it. I think my airbrush is due for cleaning soon. Oh, speaking of the man himself, we were just talking about you, Dungeon Minister. You were talking about Claricon. Um, I'm happy that it went uh, well for you, and we were just talking about how you had a pretty good response from the community when you had the idea to do it. And there were kind of many hands making light work for you. It sounds so, which I am super happy to hear about. And also, yeah, if you do put on another one, I'm setting up a paint booth. I will make that happen somehow. Some of the old squat minis from Rogue Trader. Oh man, the guys that look like they shouldn't really physically be holding bolters at all, right? It looks like these guys are getting glossy, that's for sure. And it's still smoke and mirrors with the pick. I'll give the guy a hard time. I think I would have loved to just be a fly on the wall. I watched the panel from Claricon. Just kind of it seemed like I hadn't really heard of these people before. I don't know if that's maybe a sin in these spaces, but I haven't really heard of Tale of the Manticore or whatever. So I still have to dig into who those people were on the panel. But man, they had some nice thoughts about playing role playing games and such. I really enjoyed that. I relaxed out to that one night and I had a great time. Yeah, I know. Sorry, I thought you were talking about like the squatting space marines from back in those days. But yeah, the actual squats. I remember that used to be a thing. Same thing with the. There was another like creature for the Tyranids too that was released back then. That never actually has resurfaced since. I can't remember. It's like the Zorp or something like that. Yeah, the old school squats. They had a battle train too, didn't they? That was kind of a thing back then. I remember right. Yeah, I'd like to definitely dig into some Tale of the Manticore stuff. I've got I've got so many places to go look at. Dungeon Minister is over here putting in the that's the portion of YouTube called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. You know we appreciate your work, man. Those long hours pay off. I'll tell you that much. All right, we've got what appears to be some decent codage going on. I keep going back to some of the guys that were painted at the beginning of this to see if there's been any change on their bases. It seems like the wood is really just taking this varnish. It's kind of eating it. If this doesn't work, we may have to go back to more conventional basing methods. But this guy's starting to look good. He's quite shiny now. I just would like that to cure a bit more. Right, I can agree with that, Dungeon Minister. And there's so many good ones out there too. Like everybody's out doing all this great stuff, and you want to keep up with it the best you can. Right? Oh, get out of here, Collected Chaos. There's the I didn't even know that the old Tyranids had infested Marines. That's pretty dope. Makes me wonder why they changed some of these things. Okay. So I think we're just gonna go through and kind of do a bunch of these guys because I'm seeing that for the most part they're coming out pretty close to how I want them to be, fairly glossy, so that the next layer of crackle medium that goes over them is going to be able to actually do its thing and break apart on the base. Because I think last time I had sealed it with matte varnish and it really didn't do anything. So here's hoping that gloss varnish is going to maybe do something different for us. again, I'm holding out hope for this, but if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to just go and maybe do some more traditional style basing. Without using green paint, and then I'd only use black, white, red, blue, and yellow. Well, you can make plenty of colors with that. You had a feast of colors. Also on the Discord, when after the new year, I'll be starting office hours. So if I'm down in the creation cave, just bopping some tunes and trying to catch up on projects, I'll be in the Discord, just hanging out, and I'll have the cameras going and whatnot. So if anybody is interested after the first of the year, um, I'll start up a regular schedule of that. I'll make sure to put that out there for folks. Um, and that's if you want to come in and talk shop and jabber a little bit while I'm doing whatever, uh, feel free to come stop in and say hi. Just in the voice channels in the Discord. I tried it out a little while ago and it worked out pretty well. So I'm going to be doing that again. Oh, tunes. Tunes, he says. Tunes he shall get. I totally had forgotten about it. Thanks for reminding me, though, Dungeon Mister. Let's see here. Connect to that. Let me know how that hits you for volume, everybody. Oh, you tossed out some. Oh, so okay, all right, yeah. Tube acrylics have more pigment, so you were up on them that way. Says chaos. Um, I I had no clue about that. I tend to go with mini paints just because I know that I know that the pigment particles are smaller and easier to run through an airbrush, which is kind of my tool of choice. So that's kind of why I drive that way. But That might be a fun experiment in the future to do. Is just to test out tube acrylic uh, versus mini paint. See if there's any difference. Well, hey, thanks for joining us, Light Main. I appreciate it. I'm gonna be listening to some more Chapter 2 here probably during this week when I'm out for delivery again, and I've really been enjoying it. So thanks for doing that. All over your fat fingers. Jackson Pollock. We're gonna go shaky cam here for a minute, but I thought I would start putting up. If you see back there, I've got the old the old wiping or the old wipe that I was using for all the paint. I put that up as a piece of art in the room. Let's see if this guy's still tacky or if he's dried yet. This is well, that's definitely on there. I'm tempted to just try our technique over it, see what happens. I've got a bunch of them, so yeah, that was kind of my thought. Like, it looks like abstract art, so why not like put it up? It's kind of cool. If you'd like a used paint wiper as abstract art for your art room, feel free to DM me and I'll send you one. Next up, we're going to use, we're going to brush on our crackle medium. And then we're going to lightly spray it with some type of brown and see what the heck happens. Honestly, I'm just going to use the mini at this point because I was having better results with more medium. I should probably shake this first. But I was having better results with more of it on the model than less. Yeah, I definitely I do use regular brushes too. There's no escaping that part of it. But I mean, I use the airbrush for a lot of basing, even some of the other bits on the model that are smaller. Like shield or something like that. I'll run through the airbrush. Just gonna get this crackle medium kind of spread out here. Just gonna rinse the brush off here real quick. Get that medium off of it. Then next up, we're gonna go with dark umber. Call it chaos art. I'm definitely not a Banksy. That's for sure. They're dungeon minister, but someone must have some money to launder through. Yeah. So we've got our dark umber here that's going to go over this while it's still wet. And that was what I was doing before. We're going to get the rest of the gloss varnish out of here. Looks like gonna get a little helping hand from the airbrush or a little helping hand from a brush in the color pot, because it looks like some of it wanted to just stick around a little too long. Looks like there's some buildup too on the nozzle itself. We'll clean that up real quick. I'm just taking the bristles and running it over the needle here to clean it off. You have to be a little careful of it. You don't want to be too aggressive. This is some pretty concentrated green stuff on a sponge that I'm using to try and get some of this off the needle. Some of those monkey don't do moments here. Trying to clean the needle off mid-show. I just haven't had time to do a thorough cleaning on this bad boy for a little while. The name of the game is don't bend the needle. We're almost clean. There we go. That ought to do it. And then it looks like we have a little bit of... I'm going to be very careful with that, but there's a little bit of buildup actually inside of the nozzle housing here. I'm just going to try and scrape that off the brush. That's in there good, but I don't think it's going to affect us too much. Now we're right on our way to getting our brown going. This week, as the brush strokes, we find Billy Bottle standing with his fancy pointy hat. I don't have a pointy hat. Maybe I should go and say thank you very much for hanging out there, Tonka Todd. We'll see you soon. Although I think a pointy hat would be fun. I think hats are maybe an underrated fashion statement, if you ask me. A couple drops of brown in the color pot. There we go. So this is kind of the tough part because I've got a ton of this product on here. I'm gonna have to kind of spray it around while I add this brown to it over the top. I think that's about as good as it's gonna get. And then we'll just have to wait for that guy to dry it and see what happens with them. The rest of these are gloss varnished up too. Straw boater hat. There you go. I myself, I'm not a cowboy, but I do have a really nice black Stetson that Sarah bought me a while back. And so I do, in the summertime, I like to wear the Stetson, even though I have no claim to being a cowboy or anything of that nature. I think it is a fun and fine fashion statement. Although, kind of on the inside, I've always wanted to wear a pork pie hat just because I think the name is fun. Well, we shall see what happens with those guys. Ooh, a fez. Now that is one that is one I haven't seen in quite a while, besides the Shriners. But I think a fez is a super classy hat. I like a fez. That's cool. I had a hey, what's going on, Wave of Mutilation? And TJ, where are my manners? Hello, TJ. Good to see you. The live chat lounge cats have been out tonight. Got 5 people already on board. I've just kind of been playing my way through, trying to get some of these, get this basing recipe down for the Horde. Has been tonight's objective. I got some of these guys that are just, I did the gloss varnish on them, so they're looking glossy. And now I've gone and done some of the crackle paint technique over the top to get the duo tone on it. But it's just going to kind of be up to whether or not it wants to participate with us here. And we'll just have to see what happens with them overnight. I'm hoping it works. I really kind of wanted that effect. If I'm not able to achieve it right now, that's it's going to be what it's going to be. I'll probably give them maybe some kind of do like a sandy base, quick and dirty sandy bases. What have you guys been up to in your hobby lives there, TJ and Wave? What's been new? I'm gonna shut the spray booth off here a little bit. You know, a fez with the propeller would be pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. I think that would be pretty cool. Unfortunately, I've only scheduled myself for about an hour tonight, just because I was up till 2:30 this morning, working on something really fancy for the Dungeon Minister that I want to be a surprise, but like I really can't help, you know, but being that guy who's got to, like, you know, just ever so lightly, you know, feed the fish, so to speak, and like keep the drama going. So I'm gonna try and carefully position this in here, just to see if I can give you a little sneak peek. We're almost there. I put this in the Discord too, but just for everybody here on YouTube. This is that was last night's project. And this is all paint. I did this with paint. I mean, a couple areas that I need to touch up, but yeah, I just kind of wanted to I gotta feed the fish. I gotta feed the fish, you know. I guess that's what I'm calling it, feeding the fish, you know, giving you a little morsel. Some masking tape everywhere from that project too. Been busy mowing leaves. I can't agree more. The constant cycle every year of trying to get the leaves up off the lawn. Although Sarah's been telling me that you know, there's like insects and stuff that lay their eggs that are important to the ecosystem, apparently, that lay in the leaves. So I've been trying to make sure that I don't necessarily mince them anymore with the lawnmower. Try and just bag them up, and then I put them in a spot in the backyard. So if they hatch and live, and you know, yeah, I guess there's some like insects that they will lay eggs, and they're kind of important for feeding birds and such, but they lay them on dead leaves. Tonight's drink of choice has been Arnold Palmer, the one and only. Oh, I love this stuff. I have to be careful. I can only buy it so often. He's making salsa again. Is this the really hot salsa? I suppose it is. It's probably not so considerate to my neighbors, because half of them are probably going to blow back into their yard. But they put it back right in mine. Like, they've got a leaf blower. Like, just put it back in. It doesn't bother me. Don't worry about it. Just a quick question for you guys. Would you find interest in a live stream on cleaning the airbrush? Is that of interest at all, or we kind of more on the model thing? I try to throw in some educational stuff in here too, just for, you know, new painters that come to the live stream. But if that's something that I should probably just stick on the Discord as a video, that's more than fair. Is that's the name of your salsa? Sinner's Caution, there, Dungeon Minister. Yeah. If you had an airbrush, yes. Okay, fair. That's a fair answer. Also, I've been we were sent this lovely box of minis, this beautiful Dungeons and Lasers pack from the one and only Calvinoni, who I hope you're still in here, Cal. This is 32 models in it, and they're absolutely beautiful sculpts. There's a dragon in here, a whole bunch of them. I've really, again, Paint Minis Live is kind of our mission here is to spread out the joy of model painting and kind of spread it to the world. I'm hoping this holiday season I'd really like to get like a Paint Minis Live donation together. I've been kind of looking for places and ideas on where I could potentially just drop a package with this wonderful box of models, some brushes, some paints maybe I could go and pick up. I've so far I've taken a look at some like veteran centers. I'm not sure if they'd be interested in fantasy models for that, but I know that they this one in particular that I've been taking a look at, the Magnus Veteran Center, they have things like gardens and horseback riding and stuff like that. I think it's a kind of therapy focused, a bit more of a meditative place for men and women of the armed services that need some recovery to go. So I think that might be a good place to potentially put it. But if you happen to have any ideas, please let me know. If you've ever like looked into donating models yourself, because I'd like to do something nice and put the Paint Minis Live name on it, and big thank you from the miniature community. I think I think that'd be great to do something nice for somebody this holiday season when it comes to modeling. You can't clean a brush with jam. There you go. Yeah, that's true. Just trying to. I'm debating internally whether that's a put it on a live stream thing, or if that's more of a like just post it as its own separate, maybe like a video or something. How do you get raspberry jam out of your brushes? That's a good question. Well, jam is mostly sugar, right? And sugar dissolves in water. My guess is you could probably clean your brushes with warm water, and you would end up getting rid of most of the jam. Now, if you're like me and you gunk up some brushes to a terrible extent, there is brush soap to use. I like to use the Masters Airbrush Cleaner. It's basically just a soap puck inside of there, and you put some water in there, like a couple drops of water, swirl your brush around in it. It also does it conditions the bristles as well. So you could potentially use that. Soap and water does a lot. And if you absolutely can't get it out, most synthetic brushes and like natural hair brushes, it's a little bit more hard on them, but you can use like low-grade alcohol, like rubbing alcohol, and that'll take a lot of stuff out. But again, it's harder on your brushes, so it's not really recommended to do that a lot. Wipe it on some toast. I love how the lounge cat's got a good sense of humor. again, I'm looking forward to coming back to these guys tomorrow morning and seeing if there is a difference with this new using the gloss varnish versus the matte, and hopefully we get the crackle effect we're looking for that we worked so hard on tonight. Well, not really. It's a decent amount of models, but I really would like this effect to come out, and if it doesn't, that's just fine too. We'll give them a sandy base, but I gotta get these things out the door. I gotta get them up to Canada. Saw a whole range of cleaners this guy had gone through. Never mentioned jam. Yeah, I don't know if I would really recommend jam as a cleaner for your brushes. That's for sure. What other topics of conversation do I have before we kind of wrap up the night? Not really much else. I think for the most part, Cows, Dwarves, and the Horde of the Damned are basically going to be until the year end. Mainly the Horde of the Damned is going to see the post office first. And then it's full speed ahead on Cal's Dwarf and Orc mixture we got going. I think after that, I'm gonna probably get in touch with TJ here and talk about doing old Snaggletooth. That's on the agenda as well. That'll probably be Paint Minis Live next project in the new year. RPG Grandma, great to see ya. Collecting Chaos prefers a satin finish on his minis. Or her minis. Which, yes, satin's a great one. Hello, Michael Murtag, good to see you. What are we painting tonight? Tonight we were working on some bases. It's maybe a little hard to tell, but we put down some gloss varnish on the bases of these guys. You can there you go. Yeah, you can kind of see how they're a bit more reflective now. And then we put down the crackle medium, and I'm just waiting to see if it's actually going to crackle now, which usually happens overnight. Not 100% sure what's really going to happen with this, but I've got my fingers crossed anyways to hopefully see some results. I wanted it to crack in such a way where you could see the lime green base underneath it. You get abandoned dorks. That's a good one. I like that one, Chaos. RPG Grandma, I hope you're doing well. It's great to see you. It's wonderful to see you as always. What you been up to these days? Just out of curiosity. I'm kind of just blowing off some steam, chatting right now, because unfortunately, till I find out if this works or not, I'm not really gonna move forward too much on the rest of the Horde. You're just cooking. There you go. That's wonderful. And thanks for taking some time to blow off some steam with us. I hope that I hope your work weeks go easy. But yeah, like I said, the new year is definitely going to be probably Snaggletooth on the chopping block, as well as Bill Sylvie's Silver Dragon. That is going to be a project to be finished in the new year as well. It's funny when I told him I was like, yeah, I'll have that to you in a couple weeks. Nah, I'm gonna have to definitely um reassess my estimates when it comes to time on this channel. But it's been a blast, man. Oh, I'm telling you, like meeting all these new people and whatnot. Also, shout out to Bo Paints Minis too. If you haven't seen some of his stuff, he's got nice little rants and raves over on his channel for all of your painting pleasures. Kind of similar to mine, a little bit of ranty stuff, some painting of the models. But I do like Bo. He does good work as well. Apple wine chicken sounds amazing. Also, Paint Minis Live is streaming on Twitch too. Just a heads up for everybody out there. We're on Twitch, so if that's your platform of choice, for whatever reason, feel free to join us there as well. With that being said, I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. Again, kind of a short stream, but with everything going on, I'm just trying to make sure that that I'm putting something out for the channel and keeping the interest there, and just so that all the lounge cats know that it's still active and whatnot. I'm thinking next week we may be mobile. We've got some plans going on there, so we might be in a totally different space altogether. But in that case, I will bring projects with me, and we can do that. Let's see. Am I going to be able to get a stream in pre-Turkey Day? What day is Turkey Day? Like I said, my whole week has been Blur's Day with everything going on. Yeah, we got plenty of time. So I'm gonna tentatively say like maybe Monday and Tuesday. I'm definitely gonna take this weekend for myself. I haven't put out anything on the weekend for like a little while, but I'm taking the weekend for myself. I just kind of need. I've been allocating my weekends elsewhere for the past little bit here. I need a little, time to myself. Maybe try and get some socialization in. But yeah, definitely Tuesday. I'm gonna set up a stream for Tuesday. Remember to tune back in on Thursday for some Cal's Abyssal Dwarves and Orcs. We'll meet back up again on Tuesday, and then we got Turkey Day coming up after that. Not 100% on what else I'll be doing in that week, so stay tuned. But definitely a Tuesday night stream again seemed to work out pretty well this week. Happy birthday to your wife, Collecting Chaos, and thank you. Yeah, 23rd. So yeah, wonderful. And yeah, we may have a Paint Minis live roadshow depending on what happens this week with some other plans. Definitely not on the road, but like just not in the creation cave. Again, I'm gonna kind of quit 24-hour news cycling here over and over again on the same topics. But thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. I've really appreciated the messages I've received over on Discord and YouTube with the kind words and encouragement and whatnot during all of the happenings recently in the personal life. I really want to say thank you again for the support that everybody's been providing too with hanging around and interacting with the YouTube videos and stuff. leaving the comments and things like that. This is kind of a fun outlet for the hobby for me, but it's also nice to know that new people are also discovering this every day, and I see that with the stuff that YouTube will give you for the analytics and stuff. But having the solid core of people who back you and give you those comments and just any kind of interaction whatsoever really helps spread that out. Which again, that's kind of the mission here. We're talking about kangaroos in the live chat. Go on a bit of a thank you rant and come back to kangaroos and something about Australians. Yeah, Cal, I just want to let you know, Thursday is your dwarves, so hopefully I'll be able to see you there. But yeah, thanks again, everybody. I'm Bill T with Paint Minis Live. I'm going to be signing off for tonight here. I'll see you again back at the same bad time, same bad place on Thursday night. And with that, I'm going to grab the world's tiniest keyboard, which I use to run the entire show. And we'll see you all very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.